So you've got an event coming up and you want to spread the word online. A few months ago, I hosted my first event online. It was my first one, and I generated 6 figures in a day. We made over $100,000 in just one day. Do you know how crazy that is? Most of the time, people are trying to break even on their events, and this was my first event ever. I marketed online. We had hundreds of people come. We had incredible speakers that I never would have guessed could come to my first event, and it was a huge success. So today I want to share with you how you can market your event on social media. So I'm going to share with you all the behind the scenes, all the stories about how my company, Jax Productions, marketed our first event ever. It was a huge success. We had hundreds of people come to it, and we generated over 6 figures in a single day. Now, it was a great event, and I want to tell you how we reverse engineered the success of this event. But now, after being through it, I'm also going to tell you what we would do differently next time, what we learned the hard way, and what we learned that we could do again to make it even more successful. Then I want to tell you how we got one of the most renowned speakers in the entire world to speak at my event. We pulled off something pretty unique to get him to say yes, and I think it might inspire you, so I'll share that with you too. So my first event, it was September of 2020. It was called Content Machine Live. My business is all about teaching you how to create a content machine and a cash flow system that will create this infinite cash flow loop for you to be able to bring your clients from hello to high ticket. So that's exactly what this event was about. Of course, it was during 2020, so it was a virtual event. We sold tickets for $127. We had VIP tickets for somewhere near $500. We had over 350 people in attendance virtually, and it was a huge success. It was a 3-day event. We had multiple speakers. I was on stage all 3 days, and we also had Stephen Larson, Christy Code-Red, Alex Sharfin, and Russell Brunson speak at my event. And I'm going to share with you how we got Russell Brunson to speak at my event. I don't know if you know this, Russell Brunson usually charges over $1 million to speak at people's events. He has spoken on stages and made millions of dollars selling his products from stage. So to get him on my stage was just a thrill. So I'm going to share with you what I did to get him to say yes to speaking at Content Machine Live. I want to hear from you. If you're interested in attending the next Content Machine Live, sound off in the comments, because I can imagine it's only going to get bigger and better, and we set the bar really high. So do you want to come to the next Content Machine Live? Sound off in the comments, let me know. So let me share with you the behind the scenes of how we marketed this event. Of course, we created the whole outline, the curriculum, what we were going to be teaching. We created these curiosity hooks of here's everything you're going to learn, here's the outcome that you're going to walk away with. So of course, they know that if they're going to invest the money and the time into attending this event, that it's going to be well worth the time. Even showing the amazing speaker lineup should be very exciting. There are similar events that people could attend that they would charge a lot more money for tickets, but we were able to package all of this together in an irresistible bundle. Now, the way that we marketed this was really important. The first thing that we did as a team is we decided on the date of the event and then reverse engineered the calendar backwards to pre-launch, to launch, to the event days and all the execution things that needed to happen in between. There's so much to consider when it comes to, the logistics of the event, the location, the speakers, the food, the materials that we sent out swag boxes, the marketing, the social media, the email marketing, affiliate sales. There was so much to create that it's not just, okay, we're going to do it on this day and we'll show up and we'll see you there. There was a lot that went into it. And for our first event, we had a lot to learn. One of the most important things that you can do when launching anything, but especially an event, is to create some hype around the event. And I actually start doing this before I even announce what's happening. So what I like to do is I like to create these teaser videos. I like to create this curiosity, this mystery that something is coming, but you have to stay tuned for the announcement. I'll drop these teases. I'll have maybe these videos that they don't show you what it is, but it's like, stay tuned, I'm gonna announce on September 1st or something, whatever the date is, where you just create this hype of what is it? What is it? I mean, even think of maybe TV shows you've watched that when you see the commercial on TV, it leaves you with this cliffhanger that you're like, I gotta figure out what happens. Well, you have to watch the show to be able to find out what happens. So we did the same thing with our marketing, where we would create this content that would leave such a question mark in our audience's mind that they would need to keep coming back for more to find out, what is she talking about? What is she about to launch? So we built up this pressure pressure. We built up so much tension around this big announcement is coming. And then finally, when the tension is so high, we release the pressure and say, here it is, Content Machine Live, this 3-day event with these incredible speakers is happening on these 3 dates. Buy your tickets now. Now, here's the thing that usually happens when you launch anything. Often, your audience might wait until last minute to purchase, unless you give them a reason to act fast. And so urgency and scarcity in anything that you sell is so important. And we made sure to intentionally implement urgency and scarcity throughout the entire calendar. We had about a month between the day that we announced it and the day that it happened. So we implemented throughout the whole calendar how we were going to create urgency and scarcity. The first thing we did is that, of course, we created that tension in the pre-launch. And the day we announced it, we said, we're giving you a 48-hour early bird price. If you purchase in the next 48 hours, you're going to get it at a discounted price point instead of the full price. So that created just an influx of sales right from the beginning. Now, if I just stopped there, I would probably have a really big lull in my sales and that people wouldn't purchase right until the end. So we intentionally want to create more urgency and scarcity. Here's what we did. At the time of the launch, we intentionally didn't announce the speakers yet. What we did is we had on our sales page a silhouette of them, and we gave these little teases of who they were and what they'd be talking about. And sure, some people could guess them, but not everyone could. So then we also started dripping out videos so that they could start to guess and get curious about who the speakers were. Then I announced when I'd be making these announcements. So I actually had like 4 days in a row of when I was going to be announcing these speakers. So one day I went live on Facebook and announced Christy Code Red, and Christy Code Red came on live with me, and we talked about the amazing value she was going to share. She spoke at the event and shared how she used social media and video to go from food stamps to $10 million within 3 years. That's a pretty great hook, right? That would be something that would really, I would think, would make people want to come to the event and hear her story. So we talked about that. We encouraged people to buy tickets, but we also gave them an incentive to buy if they purchased that day. We said, if you purchase your ticket today, you will also get this bonus. And we created a collaboration of a bonus from myself and from Christy that if people purchased that day, they would get that bonus. So that also gave us an influx of ticket sales. Now, the next day, I of course did another Facebook Live where I announced Stephen Larson as a speaker at the event. We did the same thing. We talked about the amazing things he was going to be sharing from stage and announced another bonus. The next day, did the same thing with Alex Sharfin, announced him as a speaker, and announced another bonus so that people that purchased on those days would get those bonuses. Now, of course, to be fair to people who'd already purchased, even the people who got the early bird tickets on the first day, they all get those bonuses because we want to reward people who take action early. We don't want them to feel like, oh, I should have waited. No, you get it on the first day. If you got it there, you got it at the discounted price and you get all the bonuses. But if you waited until after I'd announced it, you weren't going to get the bonuses that I had given for the people who purchased it on those incentivized days. Now that took about a week. Now we still had 2 or 3 more weeks left on the calendar, and I didn't want ticket sales to go stale. Especially when you're hosting an event, there's lots of costs that go into this. I had to pay for the location. We had this beautiful studio that streamed it live to everyone on Zoom. So it wasn't just like a Zoom meeting, it was like a really 360 interactive experience. So that tech capability and that beautiful environment cost a lot of money. There were expenses for the swag boxes and the materials we sent out. Creating an event and hiring a team to support you costs money. So we never want to get stagnant when we are selling tickets. So the next thing we did is I created a live workshop online. I promoted it as that I was going to be testing some content, some material. I was going to be filming this course behind the scenes. And instead of me just, filming it in my office with my videographer, I was going to turn the cameras on Facebook Live and stream this course content live into my Facebook group while I was filming it. So this was like huge excitement and urgency for my audience to get a course that I would normally sell for thousands of dollars. They could get access to it live and for free right now. So what I did is, this was really beneficial for everybody. I was testing the content that I was then going to teach at Content Machine Live. They were getting a sneak peek at it for free, something that they would normally have to spend thousands of dollars to get access to. And here's what I did very strategically, is it was 7 days of this material that I was teaching live on Facebook for these 7 days. But what I did was, after 2 days of blowing their mind with value, on day 3, I said, you know what? How many of you guys have loved this content and want to get access to this when I sell it in the future for thousands of dollars? And of course, people said, I love this. I want to be able to get access to it. They knew that I was going to be deleting these videos after it was over. So I said, you know what? If you purchase a ticket to Content Machine Live for $127, I will give you this entire course that I'm going to be selling for thousands of dollars. I'm going to give it to you for free, but only if you purchase a ticket to Content Machine Live today. Again, more influx of ticket sales. And I did that for 7 days. Day 1 and 2, I blew their minds. Day 3 to 7, I gave them more value, taught them more, and said, if you buy your ticket to Content Machine Live, I'll give you this course for free. So that also gave us a huge influx of ticket sales and got people really excited for Content Machine Live because they were seeing a sneak peek at some of the content that I would be talking about from the stage. Now here's where things got really exciting. We're about a week away from Content Machine Live, and I had it in my mind, how exciting would it be if I could get Russell Brunson to speak at my event? Russell Brunson is one of my mentors. He is the reason why I've been able to scale my business to multiple 7 figures. I've been in his inner circle. I've spoken at Funnel Hacking Live. But Russell isn't the kind of guy that you can just call up and say, hey, you want to speak at my event? He is extremely busy. He is running a $1 billion company. So I knew that if I was going to ask him to speak on my stage, that I had to really get his attention. So here's what I did. Instead of just calling him up and asking him, I wrote him a song. I wrote him a song, and it is very catchy. I can link to it in the description below. And what I did was, instead of me just singing it, I had Steve Larson, who is also speaking at Content Machine Live and is one of his best friends. I had Christy Code Red, also one of his friends and a speaker at Content Machine Live, and Alex Sharfin, another speaker who unfortunately isn't in the same city as us, so I had him on an iPad, and we performed the song and we posted on social media. That's how I asked him. I didn't even send this to him. I just put it straight on social media, and it went viral. People in the comments were laughing. They loved it. Everyone was tagging Russell in it, saying, oh my gosh, say yes. Will you go speak at Marley's event? We're going to Content Machine Live. We want to see you there. I kind of maybe backed him into a corner, but it caught his attention. And because there was so much hype around it, it gave him really positive attention. So it made it easy for him to say yes because I brought him this attention. And, he didn't say yes right away. He had to look at his calendar. So in the meantime, I put out a second video. I actually created a rap music video based on one of his favorite songs, and I changed the lyrics to be about, all the amazing, wonderful things about Russell. I'll link both of those below if you want to see them. Warning, disclaimer, they are very catchy and will get stuck in your head for a very long time. So that, me asking Russell, also created a bunch of hype around the event. People were sharing that video like crazy. People say that it is still stuck in their heads, and it gave us a lot of exposure, and we got a bunch more ticket sales for Content Machine Live just from me publicly asking Russell to speak at it. Now, one of the last things that we did is we had these swag boxes that we were sending out to everyone who purchased tickets, but we didn't tell them about it right up front. We called them Content Machine kits. They were these awesome, we designed these beautiful boxes, and inside of it had things for them to be able to implement during the event. It had their workbooks, it had a tripod for them to film with, it had a t-shirt, it had a pop socket, it had, we had these little emoji paddles so that when we're all on Zoom together, because we can't be talking, they'd have these emoji paddles that had the hands up emoji or a lion. When I provide lots of value, they'll say, I just got jaxed. So my last name is Jax, so they would have this emoji paddle that said Jax, so they would hold that up in the Zoom window when they were getting these epiphanies. So we had that to send to them. But we didn't tell them that we were going to be sending these Content Machine kits until we got closer to the event day. So we didn't announce it until about a week out from the event. I went live on Facebook and I showed the box. I didn't show them what was in it because I still wanted to create this curiosity. But I said, hey, for everyone that's bought a ticket, you're going to be receiving these Content Machine kits soon. And if you're waiting until the last minute to buy your ticket, you're not going to receive this in time. So make sure that you get your ticket before Friday so that we have enough time with shipping for it to get to your door in time for the event. If it doesn't get to your door in time for the event, you'll get it after, you'll still benefit from it, but we recommend getting your tickets now so we can get it to you on time. That also created a surge of ticket sales. And then the very natural urgency of just that countdown, 5 days away from Content Machine Live, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. We even had people purchasing tickets on the day of, oh my gosh, it starts today. I can't believe I didn't get my ticket yet. They'd buy it now. Of course, they'd get their Content Machine kit later, but they'd get right into the event and they could join us right at that time, especially because it's virtual. That was the benefit of them being able to just buy it, get in immediately, not have to worry about travel or plane tickets or babysitters. They could get right in. The other thing is we streamed a little part of the intro session to our Facebook group so people could get a sneak peek, and then we cut it off saying, hey, if you want to get the rest of the event, go get your ticket right now. And we also got an influx of sales from that. The biggest thing is I documented all of that. I showed so much behind the scenes of me creating the event, of even the music videos that I filmed and asking Russell to speak, and when Russell said yes, and all the things that we were doing with our content machine kits. And I showed the behind the scenes at the studio to show that this is like an interactive experience. It's not just a Zoom meeting, which could be seen as a benefit or a disadvantage when you're going virtual, but we found the way to make it just this incredible experience instead of just, like I said, a Zoom meeting. So showing the studio and showing the experience of what it would be like to see me on a stage still, and that they could be watching from Zoom at home or wherever they were, that also increased the perceived value to see the production value. So it was so cool to just document the journey, show what we were doing, and create so much hype around the event. So think about that for your event. Where can you create hype? Where can you create FOMO if people aren't purchasing their tickets? How can you implement and actually install urgency and scarcity into your entire purchasing window, especially if you're selling tickets for weeks or months? How can you incentivize them to keep buying and not wait until the last minute? Consider that. I think that the marketing that we did to sell the tickets to the event is what also created so much know, like, and trust that at the event, when I sold my course from stage of, if you love this event and you want more, if you want me to coach you, here's the offer that you can purchase to sign up for my course or my coaching program. That's what allowed us to sell over 6 figures at the event. And if I can do it, you can too. You can take so many of those strategies that I just shared to sell your event, whether virtual or in person. If you want to learn more about creating content that converts, about creating your own content machine inside of your business, I have a training just for you. Click the link below and get access to that for free today.